All right, guys, welcome to this lesson. So this lesson is facts over feelings. And one of the biggest mistakes that I've made over the years as I was trying all of these different weight loss programs is only taking action based on the good feelings and the positive feelings and the motivated feelings that I had at that particular point in time. And what happened was if I jumped on the scales and I didn't lose the amount of weight that I expected, instead, my mind, instead of my mind, expected inside of my mind, well, I would go through feelings of doubt or fear or feelings like I have been a failure, and it would inevitably keep me trapped from taking action. Now, one of the biggest skills that you can have to master inside of this journey is being able to remove the feelings from the facts, because you might have an expectation inside of your mind that you're going to lose 1 kilo this week. You might jump on the scales and you might lose half a kilo. In fact, you might lose no weight. In fact, you may gain weight if you've had a bad week. Now, for most people, this is what they do. They fall into these feelings of feeling upset or feeling frustrated or feeling miserable when they don't actually identify why this actually happened. Now, if you have the ability to remove the emotion or look at the facts as to exactly where you went wrong, how you did in your planning, how well you did with your nutrition, how well you did with creating space for yourself, how well you did with staying consistent with your exercises every single time inside of your daily, weekly planner. If you can begin to look at the facts and have the ability to gain perspective around every single problem that happens inside of your journey, guys, you're going to achieve long-term success very, very quickly. And we talk about playing games a lot, that every single day inside of our journey, inside of our life, there are always going to be problems, and this is inevitable. Based on these problems is going to trigger an emotion inside of your mind. Now, based on this emotion, you're going to create a story. And that story is basically an assumption based on the emotional spiral that you've been through, which will either create a positive outcome or a negative outcome based on the perspective that you have. If you do not have perspective, chances are you're going to tell yourself a negative story. That story, such as, I'm not good enough, this is too hard, I cannot do this. And now you've adopted more doubt inside of your mind. You've adopted more fear inside of your mind and more uncertainty. And what begins to happen if you try to take action with doubt, if you try to take action with fear, with uncertainty, you are inevitably going to lead yourself to a dead-end road, guys. So the biggest thing that I want you to understand here is every single time you encounter a problem, every single time something goes out of whack, every single time something doesn't go your way, rather than operating inside of the feelings of doubt or fear or feelings of upset or feeling like a failure, I want you to have the ability to remove the emotion, gain perspective, and look at it from a logical standpoint to say, how can I fix this? Don't stay inside of the problems, down to the side of the problem, and then look at overcoming that problem. Guys, this is very, very important. I have linked a training below in the description, which goes over 10 mistakes to avoid. Make sure to give it a watch. Make sure you are diligent in everything I'm telling you to do, because the ones that do this will be the ones that get the best results. I'll see you guys inside of the next lesson.